Pennsylvania, where it's almost time for this Swarthmore Ursinus basketball game. The Garnet comes into the game with an overall record of 3-9, 3-8 in conference play, and is still looking for its first road victory of the season. The Bears of Ursinus are 5-3 in the conference and 5-5 overall. The two teams met last month at Swarthmore, and Ursinus won 65-60. In the junior varsity game preceding this one, I hate to say it, but the Ursinus JV completely outclassed the Garnet and romping to a 78-37 victory. Now, here are the probable starting lineup. First, for visiting Swarthmore, the forwards will be number 23, Captain Steve Hitchner, a 6'3" senior from Berlin, Maryland, and number 41, freshman Frank Burns, 6'3" from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. At center is number 55, Dick Heyman, a 6'3" sophomore from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In the backcourt will be number 21, Bruce Fine, 5'10" sophomore from Palo Alto, California, and number 25, John Flyshaker, a 5'10" senior from Louisville, Kentucky. And now, for the Ursinus Bears, one forward will be number 34, Bob Compton, a 6'2" junior from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. The other forward will be either number 30, Mike Pollock, a 6'5" junior from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, or number 40, Dave Gillespie, a 6'3" sophomore from Catasauqua, Pennsylvania. The center is number 32, Dave Campbell, a 6'3" senior from Clifton Heights, Pennsylvania. The guards will be number 20, Buddy Crump, the team captain, a 6' senior from Lansdale, Pennsylvania, and number 10, Ed Shaw, 5'10" junior from Collingswood, New Jersey. Ursinus certainly has to be favored going into this game, having already defeated the Garnet, having a much better record. However, Swarthmore plays like they did Wednesday. In defeating Washington, I think we could look for a pretty good upset here, John. And Ursinus seems to be specializing in close games. On Wednesday, they had to come from behind to beat TMC down in Chester 59-55. What do you think we can look for in tonight's game?
Well, I think that they are this quality that Ursinus has a good rebound. You know, Ursinus has pretty big players up there. And I think they've got about 6 men that have done the ball, right? Right now, our big hope will be Duffy Burns, because Wednesday night, Duffy has rebounded quite well. And I'd say if Duffy gets up there tonight, we have a pretty good chance of pulling this game out. Here you go, Frank.
Thank you, John. Team is, of course, right now out on the court warming up. When I said we were at courtside, I meant it literally. We are almost on the court itself, and you can feel the table vibrate. I think you can even hear it bounce every time they dribble the basketball. We're sitting right in the front row of the stands, and the din is quite considerable. I hope that we don't get drowned out at all. Now, we have some scoring figures on Swarthmore coming into this game. The Garnet's top scorer is Dick Heyman. He's got 188 points so far this year in 12 games for an average of 15.7 per game. Second in scoring is Steve Hitchner. He's averaging 14.2. Bruce Fine comes next. He's averaging 12.9. Round out the starting five, Frank Burns is averaging 9.2. John Flyshaker averaging 7.6. Rebounding, Dick Heyman continues to top the MAC Southern Division. Continues to be 10th in the nation, averaging 18.9 rebounds per game. Steve Hitchner is next, the only other Garnet player in double figures at 10.1. And Hitchner is also the team's leader in field goal percentage. He's at 65 of 156, a percentage of 41.7. The top Ursinus player is junior Bob Compton. He'll be wearing number 34 tonight. Compton is the conference's second leading scorer. He's averaging almost 18 points a game. He's also Ursinus' top rebounder, averaging about 13 a game. And as John mentioned, we're going to have a lot of trouble from the rebounding tonight if the game is anything like the one in Swarthmore. In that one, Ursinus really outmuscled the Garnet on the board. It's one of the few games in which Dick Heyman was pretty well held down, way below his average. Dick especially is going to have to be about as strong as he was in the Washington game where he's got 21 off the board. Swarthmore's 20. Swarthmore comes into the game still in last place in the NHC, last in the 11th game. However, a win tonight could move the team tied to 7th place tie. PMC and Haverford Turley are a half a game ahead of the corner. If they lose tonight and Swarthmore wins, we move right ahead of them. Could also, by winning, we move into a tie with Lebanon Valley. And if Washington loses tonight, we move into a tie with them also. Those could be a profitable evening. For those interested in the conference standings, Drexel currently leads. They're 8-2. Second place is Johns Hopkins at 5-2. Drexel is at Hopkins tonight, and this game will decide the conference championship. Ursinus has a very outside chance at 5-3. No one else is worthy of even the breath it would take to mention the fact that they're in contention, because they're not really. The varsity game should have started 2 minutes ago, according to scheduled time. That's why we're busily trying to think of anything at all to ad-lib with in having somewhat limited success. Well, before we talk about the JV game, we might mention Swarthmore seems to have a history of bad play at Ursinus. In the last 2 years, we defeated Ursinus each time at home, came up here and lost by approximately 30 points each time. This is about time to break the precedent. Also, we might mention that Bruce Fine hurt his leg in Wednesday night's game with Washington at the field house. He was running around full speed in the game. He got back to the room and he wasn't even walking. However, he's at full speed again tonight, so we shouldn't have any trouble. Okay, for someone who's qualified to talk about the JV game, here's one of the JV stars, John Ward.
It was the worst possible game I've ever seen in my life. I don't know. What was the final score, Frank? I sprained my ankle and had to go to the dressing room.
You didn't miss much. It was 78-37.
True. I remember it was 33-15 at the halftime, and we were 5 for 32 from the floor, which really isn't the best shooting percentage that you can obtain. I think that rebounding was, again, the major factor. We had pulled down 12 rebounds in the first half. I don't know the second half statistics. And it was a pretty poor game on the part of Swarthmore's JV. I don't want to run them down since I play. We're pretty crummy tonight. Let's see, the game, I don't think the referees showed up. That's what's holding this game up. I don't see a referee on the court.
Maybe they know something we don't.
I hope not. I hope, let's see, Frank, who did Ursinus play last? Who wasn't PMC? PMC, as I recall, we did pretty well against PMC. We beat them by about 6 or 7. 8. Thanks a lot, Frank. Well, intersession is over. We're back in classes for a week. We've had 2 basketball games. And now, what's this? This is our second basketball game. Oh, I know. Adlib. There was a wrestling match today. Swarthmore was defeated 17-16. John Lovin, unfortunately, was pinned in the last match. We were ahead by 4 points going into that. But Steve Shafkin pinned this man, and that's all I know right now about the match. I see a few Swarthmore rooters sprinkled throughout the stand. Matter of fact, I see 4. But everybody's really up for this game, at least everybody on the team. They're really looking forward to beating the Ursinus. Well, Frank, how about something?
Okay. I'll remark again that the situation here with the crowd contributed markedly, I think, to the losses that we suffered in the last 2 years up here. It might happen again. The stands are completely jammed, and when they start stamping and yelling, the floor starts shaking, and the broadcast table starts bouncing. and the mic's threatened to fall over and things like that. And it might rattle the Garnet players, but I sincerely hope not. Do you think we can look for Bill Olson to play much tonight, John? He certainly had the game of his career on Wednesday.
Well, Wednesday night was one of the big nights for Bill Olson as he scored 7 points, making 2 phenomenal hook shots. Bill's got his leg all taped up, his right knee. I don't think it's going to bother him tonight, though. Yes, I think Bill's going to be quite a help on the boards as well as his great hook shot from outside.
Well, the referees have finally shown up. 7 minutes late. And we're waiting for the buzzer to go buzz, as it is prone to do just before the game, which will summon the players to their respective benches. Swarthmore is a little bit short-handed tonight, as they have only 9 players on the squad tonight. Darwin Stapleton is in the infirmary, and Taylor Cope is on crutches. Taylor hurt his ankle, so there goes the buzzer going buzz. That's nice. And so with Taylor out, Olsen becomes the top front court reserve. And we'll see how things progress. Out at the center of the court, Swarthmore Captain Hitchner is meeting with the Ursinus Captain Buddy Crum. And the 2 referees who are introducing each other, waving their arms around, otherwise explaining things. Right, here, the Ursinus cheerleaders, dressed in red, white, and black, and let's be slightly colorblind, are jumping around in the center of the court. Let's pick them up. Okay, Swarthmore now out on the court, the starting lineup as we expected. Hitchner, Burns, Heyman, Fine, and Flyshaker. And we'll see what Ursinus opens up with. At the moment, they're not opening up with anything, because everyone's sitting on the bench. Now the Ursinus players are being introduced. There's one of the guards, Ed Shaw. One of the forwards, Mike Pollock. The center, Dave Campbell. The other forward, Bob Thompson, as we said, the MAC's second leading scorer. And the team captain, Buddy Crum, the other guard. So there's your starting lineup. Crum and Shaw in the backcourt. Center Campbell up front, Pollock and Thompson. And we can look to see Dave Gillespie coming off the bench a lot today also. We're ready for the opening tap finally from Ursinus. This is WSRN. The voice of the Garnet on the road. Heyman jumping against Pollock. Top controlled by Burns and Swarthmore. Caps off the Flyshaker, brings it into the forecourt. Passes over high right to Bruce Fine. Bruce holds the ball, passes over towards the right corner to Flyshaker. Back to Fine, around to the left side to Burns. Back around to the right to Hitchner. Looking for the corner, but passes it out to Fine. Bruce tried to bounce past Hitchner in the corner. Steve was going the other way. The ball goes out of bounds. The Ursinus takes over. And Shaw will be passing it in to Buddy Crum. Crum dribbles into the forecourt for the Bears. Taps it over onto the right side to Pollock. Pollock holds, gets it out to the top of the key to 34 Carpenter. On the left side now to Crum and around on the outside right to Shaw. Drives into the basket. Puts up the layup good. It's Shaw with the layup. And it's Ursinus 2, Swarthmore nothing. Fine, brings it into the forecourt for the Garnet. Passes over to Fly Shaker, right back to Bruce, holding the top of the key, dribbles to the foul line and loses the ball. As Bob Compton gets it now. Passes up into the forecourt to Stahl, and into the corner to Pollock. His shot way wide, rebound by Kamen, gives it off to Fly Shaker, who brings it up to the Garnet. Fly Shaker passing over to Fine on the right side, right back to John, holding high at the top of the key. John holds still, passes over to the left side to Kamen. Dick drives to the high post left, puts it up, swish. Dick Kamen gets the Garnet on the scoreboard, and it's 2-all. Crump bringing it up for Ursinus. Passing over into the right corner to Pollock. Pollock holds, dribbles, passes around to the left of Compton, and to Crump on the left side. Gives it out to Shaw at the top of the key. Shaw dribbles towards the foul line, passes for Compton, goes out of bounds off Compton's hands. Fly Shaker passes it to Fine to the Garnet. Bruce brings it up across the 10-second stripe, around on the left side to Burns. Fakes, puts up the shot from about 15, switch. Frank Burns, first shot of the night, and it's Swarthmore 4, Ursinus 2. Crump into the forecourt for the Bears. Passes over to Shaw, top of the key, back to Crump, and on the right side to Compton. Compton being guarded by Steve Hitchner on a man-to-man. Gives off to Pollock, drives to the baseline, can't see the shot, passes way out to Shaw at the top of the key. Then around on the left side to Crump, into the corner to Pollock. Pollock holds, passes cross-court to Shaw. Shaw giving off to Campbell, and as Kamen blocks Campbell's shot as he was shooting from low post right. The Bruce ball picked up by Fly Shaker, brings it into the forecourt, passes over to Fine. Bruce gives the bounce pass off to Burns, and he hits from the same spot, 15 feet out. Frank 2 for 2. Swarthmore leads 6-2. Shaw brings it up for the Bears. Pass it around on the left side to Pollock. Pollock drives to the baseline, puts it up from 10 feet, no good. Rebound Campbell up, no good. Loose ball. Crump picks it up for the Bears. Gives it out to Shaw. Ragged playing there. The Bears still have possession. Shaw passes around on the right side to Compton. Bob Compton holding the ball. Passes on the left side to Pollock. Into the corner goes to Shaw. Shaw being guarded by Fine. No, by Fly Shaker. And the pass is now to Shaw as he drives to the baseline. He falls down, gets the ball out to Pollock, and right back to Shaw. He's holding high right. Dribbles towards the foul line into the right corner to Pollock. Puts it up from about 20 feet. No good. Rebound Frank Burns of the Garnet. Harassed by Buddy Crump, but he gives it off to Fine, who brings it up to the Garnet. Bruce with a bounce pass on the right side to Fly Shaker. Right back to Fine. Dribbles to the foul line. Puts it up. Switch. And Swarthmore is hot tonight. And it's Swarthmore 8. Ursinus 2. And the Bears call a quick timeout with 16 minutes approximately left in the first half, and Swarthmore leading 8-2. Here's John. Rebound.
2-2.
Defensively, both teams are in a man-for-man defense, with Ursinus switching off on a sort of sliding zone man-for-man. It's set up in such a way that it looks like a 1-2-2 zone, but each Ursinus player will pick up a man in this zone and then stay with him throughout the rest of the play. I don't think that Swarthmore is going to have much trouble if they keep up their percentage on shooting. I don't believe they've missed a shot yet. Right, Frank?
Well, let's see. Puts me in a bad spot. Let's see.
No, I don't think so. The first two times they had the ball, they never did get off a shot because they lost it, and since then, every time they got it, they have scored. Okay, Crump passes into Shaw for Ursinus. Shaw holds high right, gives off to Crump. Crump dribbling around to the right side now, puts up a shot from 15, short off the rim, loose ball, and there's going to be a jump ball between Frank Burns and Dave Campbell. And the two almost start swinging. They're really battling for the ball, which is lying on the floor. Burns controls the tap and gets it off to Dick Kamen and to Bruce Fine now, who brings it across the 10-second stripe to the Garnet. Bounce pass on the right side to Fly Shaker. Holds, gives it off into the right corner to Steve Hitchner. Hitchner, cross-court pass to Dick Kamen, and into the left corner to Fly Shaker. John putting it up from the extreme corner, short, rebound by Pollock. Gives off to Crum, who brings it up to the Bears. Crum into the forecourt, bounce pass into the right corner to Compton. Gives it off to Campbell. The high post right, and it's good. Dave Campbell popping it in from about 10 feet, and it's Swarthmore 8, Ursinus 4. Fine into the forecourt for the Garnet. Gives off the fly shaker on the right back to Fine. Shoots from 15, no good. Wide left, rebound by Burns. Puts up a fancy hook shot, no good. And there's going to be a jump ball, I believe, and a fight for the rebound. Well, I'm not sure what they've called now. I thought they were going to call a jump ball between Burns and Compton, but it appears that Dave Campbell of Ursinus, the center, has been hurt as he goes running off to the locker room in a big hurry. One other thing we might mention is that in the Washington game, Steve Hitchner played probably the best game of his Swarthmore career. He got 21 points, was 8 for 9 from the floor in the second half. He had 5 steals. He got 10 rebounds, committed only 2 fouls. And if Steve can play anything like that tonight, Swarthmore has an excellent bid. Campbell is now back on the court. And it's Ursinus' ball. Crum passes it into Shaw. Right back to Crum. And he passes it across the 10-second line to Shaw. Dribbles to the left corner. Gives to Compton in the corner. Out it comes Crum. Around on the right side to Pollock. Puts it up from 12 feet. Way short. But Crum comes down with the rebound. Gives it off to Pollock again. Drives to the foul line. Passes off on the left to Campbell. Shoots from 10 feet. No good. Bruce Fine with the rebound. And he dribbles it up himself. First rebound for the Bruce. Bruce dribbles all the way to low post right. Around and good. 4 points for Bruce. Swarthmore goes into double figures at 10-4. 12 minutes remain in the first half. No, make that 14 minutes. Campbell takes a shot from the foul line for a Ursinus switch. 4 points for Campbell, and it's 10-6 Swarthmore. Fine dribbles into the forecourt for the Garnet. Passes off to Flyshaker on the right back to Fine. And to Hitchner now, holding high right. Bruce holds at the top of the key now. Passes off to Dick Kamen on the left side, back to Fine, top of the key. And to Flyshaker, takes a shot from about 15 feet on the right side. No good, and rebounded by Pollock. Passes off to Crum, who brings it into the forecourt for the Bears. Bounce pass intended for Compton, stolen away by Steve Hitchner. He drives down, and in a try for the layup, Crum knocks the ball out of bounds. Excellent defensive play by Crum, and Crum then careens into the wall. And he shook up his elbow a little, but now he's okay. The wall is almost at the end line. There can't be more than a yard between the end line and the wall. There's no padding. The ball comes into the Garnet, inbounds pass to Fine. Hitchner in the right corner, back to Fine. It's almost stolen away. Bruce holds the high post right, dribbling around. Being guarded by Shaw. Gets pass into Burns. Good lead pass to Kamen. Dick puts it up and in. 4 points for Kamen, 4 for Burns. 4 for Fine, and Swarthmore leads, 12-6. Shaw brings it into the forecourt for the Bears. Passes off to Campbell. Trying to drive from the foul line. Bruce Fine takes the ball away from him. Driving down, passes off to Flyshaker, right back to Fine, puts in the layup, and Swarthmore is looking tremendous tonight. And it's Swarthmore, 14, Ursinus 6. Shaw into the forecourt for the Bears. Passes into the left corner to Crum. He holds, gets it out to Pollock. Good defense, good offense by the Garnet. Compton puts it up, and good. And a turnaround jumper from about 5 feet, and Steve Hitchner fouls his first foul in the game. So the basket count, Compton is on the line, shooting 1. Score is 14-8. 12 minutes remaining in the first half. Here at Ursinus. Shot is up and good, and Swarthmore's lead is cut to 5, 14-9. Fine takes the inbound pass to the Garnet, brings it into the forecourt. Bruce holds, gives the bounce pass off to Kamen on the left. Stick driving into about 8 feet. A shot is way short and wide. Rebound by Ursinus. Campbell gives off to Shaw, dribbles quickly into the forecourt, gives it off on the right side to Pollock. Stops, shoots it up from 10 feet around and out. Rebound by Compton, and as he goes up to the shot, gets fouled. Do they call that on Hitchner or on Burns? Right. First on Burns, if we're correct there. And number 34, Bob Thompson, is on the line shooting 2. First one is good. That puts the Sinus to double figures at 14. Got one more. Got it up around, no good. Rebound, loose ball, and Bruce Fine picks it up for the Garnet. His fly shake is the first man to get his hands on it. Bruce in the forecourt, gives a bounce pass to Burns. Frank shooting from 10 feet, no good. Rebound by Pollock. Passes off to Crum. Sinus dribbling up quickly. Crum passes off on the left side to Pollock. Pollock gives the baseline to beat to Campbell. Turnaround jumper in and out. Rebound is good by Compton. And it's 14-12. The Sinus coming back quickly as they have scored 6 straight points. Fine into the forecourt to Swarthmore. Gives off the fly taker. Holds, gives it right back to Bruce. Holding at the top of the cage. Bounce pass to Hitchner on the right side. Steve holds. Gives a cross-court pass to fly taker. And to Fine. Bruce shoots it up from the foul line. Around. No good. Fights for the loose ball. And Shaw has it for a Sinus. The Bears have a chance to tie. Shaw into the forecourt. Driving all the way. Puts in the layup. It's good. Excellent play by Ed Shaw. And the score is now 14-14. Fine dribbling up slowly to Swarthmore, trying to direct traffic, get a play started. Gives off the fly shaker, passes off on the right side to Victor. Fly shaker now shoots from 15. It's no good. The whistles blow. Foul called on Dick Kamen, pushing off in the fight for the rebound. All 3 fouls called in the game so far on the Garnet. 1 each on Hitchner, Burns, and Kamen. And Mike Pollock will go to the line for the Bears with a chance to put them ahead. For the first time, it's 2-0. Pollock's first shot from the charity stripe this evening. Sets himself. Ball is up, around, no good. Rebound by Kane. Good strong rebound there. It passes off to Bruce Fine, who brings it up for the Garnet. We have 11 minutes remaining in the first half. Fine passes to Burns. Frank gives a late pass to Kamen. He puts it up from point-blank range. It's no good. Kamen gets his own rebound. Gives off the fly shaker. John shoots from 12 feet, and it's good. As that one hit the rim, bounced high in the air, and came down right through the basket, just like a John Havlicek shot. And Shaw brings it into the forecourt for the Bears. Holds high post left, and the pass across the key is batted by Burns into the hands of Bruce Fine. Bruce driving down to the layup, puts it up, no good. He was fouled by Compton. First foul on our side. Bruce Fine will go to the line. Bruce already had 6 points. Swarthmore lead, 16-14. Bruce shoots 2. The first is good, and it's 17-14. Second one, round and good. Swarthmore leads by a pair of buckets, 18-14. 10.5 minutes left in the half. And for a Sinus substitution, number 40, Dave Gillespie, comes into the ballgame, and he replaces Mike Pollock. And they'll be making this substitution back and forth quite a lot this season. Crum passes into the forecourt to Gillespie. Gives it off at the top of the key to Shaw. Shaw to Gillespie at the foul line, turns around, passes it into the right corner to Shaw, puts it up from the baseline, about 10 feet short, came in with the rebound. Dick gives it off to Frank Burns and Bruce Fine and brings it into the forecourt for the Garnet. Fine holds at the top of the key, bounce pass to Burns, drives it on the left side to Kamen. He's alone from the corner, and it's good. And Dick hasn't hit one of those in 3 games. 6 points for Kamen, and it's now 20-14. Swarthmore back on top by 6. Pass into the right corner to Shaw, feeds into Compton. He puts it up for point-blank range. It's good, and he's fouled by Hitchner. 2 fouls on Hitchner. Compton goes to the line with a chance to make his second 3-point play of the evening. Compton now has 8 points. It is half percent, total of 16. Set at the line, shot is up in the air, around and good. Swarthmore 20, Ursinus 17. 9.5 minutes left in the first half here from Ursinus. This is WSRN, Voice of the Garnet on the road. Bruce Fine has the top of the key. Bounce pass to Hitchner on the right side. Back to Fine. Shoots from 15. Switch. And the Brute is hot tonight. 10 points. And it's 22-17. The Garnet by 5. Crum into the forecourt. Passes off to Shaw. Dribbles around on the left side, gives it back to Crum at the top of the key. And his pass is batted away by Kamen. It was intended for Campbell. It comes out to Shaw, though. Sinus still has possession. Now Crum has it on the left side, around on the right to Gillespie. Gillespie dribbles to near the foul line, puts it up from 12 foot. His first shot of the night, and it's good. And that makes the score. Swarthmore, 22, Ursinus, 19. Frank Burns has it in the forecourt for the Garnet at high post left. Passes the Fine. Down to the left corner to Kamen, and the ball is batted away by Buddy Crum. Passes off to Shaw, who'll bring it into the forecourt for the Bears. Passes it to Gillespie, goes up for the layup. No good. He goes down hard, slides across the floor. He was fouled by Frank Burns. 2 on Frank. And he'll be getting 2 shots because he was fouled on that drive. At least I think he'll be getting 2. Just out of sympathy, you ought to get them. Gillespie on the line, forces. First shot is up and good. Didn't touch a thing. And it's 22-20. Gillespie's second shot is also good, and that brings the Bears to within a single point at 22-21. Fine takes the advance pass to the Garnet, dribbles it up across the 10-second stripe. Passes it on the left side to Burns. Frank drives to the low post, now passes it over his shoulder to Fly Shake. And John puts it up from 15, no good. And the fight for the rebound, foul is committed by Gillespie, number 40. And Dick Kamen goes to the line. Gillespie shoving Kamen. Battle on the board. First foul on Gillespie, second team foul on Ursinus Bears. Kamen on the line for the first time. His shot wide right, Hitchner with the rebound. Turns around as he goes up with it. It's knocked out of bounds by Bob Compton. Good stuff. Swarthmore retains possession, though. Flyshaker will give the inbound pass for the Garnet. Gets it into Bruce Fine in the corner. Bruce dribbles out to the top of the tee. Still dribbling with the ball. Down the pass to Burns. Dribbles in, shoots from 10 on the left side. No good. Rebound by Crum. Passes off to Compton. Who brings it into the forecourt. Gets it across the court to Shaw. To Gillespie now on the right side. Crum has the high post right at the foul line. Gillespie gets it. Turns around, puts it up. No good. Rebound by Fine. Good position by Fine. Bruce brings it down by himself. Bounce past the Flyshaker on the right side. Back to Fine. And to Hitchner now in the right corner. Steve holds, drives to the foul line. Passes now to Burns in the corner. Puts the shot up. No good. Fight for the rebound. Kamen has it. Puts it up. No good. Rebound now. Ursinus with Dave Campbell has it. Whistles blow. And a foul is called on Kamen. That's 2 on Dick. 6 on the Garnet. 1 more and we go into a 1-on-1 situation. And Campbell will be on the line. Campbell so far with 4 points. He hasn't gotten the foul shot yet. Lifts it up and good, and that ties the score at 22 apiece. This is the second time Swarthmore got out to a substantial lead, then had Ursinus come right back and tie it up. Flyshaker has it in the forecourt for the Garnet, holds, passes off to the high post, left to Kane, and back to Flyshaker, around it comes to Hitchner, and to Flyshaker, almost stolen away by Crum, but Flyshaker gets it over to Fine on the left side. Back to John, he's holding at the top of the key, directing traffic, he's taking his time now. Passes off to Fine on the left side. Bruce holds, gives it off to Burns. Steve Hitchner going in for the layup. Steve puts it up and in. Excellent speed there. Good play for the Garnet. 24-22. Swarthmore looking pretty good tonight. Pass goes into Campbell at the baseline. He puts it up. No good. Hitchner with the rebound. Passes off to Burns. Whistles blow. And Dave Gillespie, number 40, commits the second foul. I'm not sure who he fouled on. I think it will be Hitchner going to the line. It might have been Burns. No, that's Hitchner. Steve's first trip to the foul line. That layup gave 2 points for the evening so far. We have 6 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the first half. Hitchner with a shot. No good. Rebound by Shaw. And Swarthmore is only 2 from 4 from the line. Shaw brings him to the forecourt by himself for the Bears. Holds the high post right. Gives off on the left side now to Crum. Crum dribbles to the top of the key, gives a handoff to Compton. Compton goes all the way in, puts the layup in over Hitchner. Excellent drive by Bob Compton, who now has 11 points. High man in the game. And Fine brings it up for the Garnet. Bruce to the foul line, gives off on the right side to Flyshaker, right back to Bruce at the top of the key. Bruce dribbles left, passes to Kamen, who drives in the left side, passes into the corner to Flyshaker. John puts it up and switch, 20 feet. 4 points for Flyshaker, and Swarthmore is out on top, 26-24. Shaw dribbling into the forecourt for the Bears, passes cross court for Gillespie, whistles blow. John Flyshaker has committed his first foul, and this creates the 1-on-1 situation as Dave Campbell goes to the line. Penalty rule now in effect. Swarthmore committed 7 fouls, only 3 for your Ursinus Bears. Campbell's first shot up and good, he gets the bonus. 26-25. This one's tied up. Shot is up, around, and good. It is 26 all. And into the game for Ursinus comes number 14, Chuck Williams. And he replaces Campbell. Fine into the forecourt for the Garnet to Flyshaker. Down to the right corner to Dick Heyman. Dick passes across court to Hitchner. Steve dribbles to the foul line, gives it off to Fine to the left corner now to Flyshaker. Shot no good. Hitchner goes up to the rebound. And he is fouled by number 10, Ed Shaw. First foul on Shaw, fourth on the Bears. Hitchner on the line. Hitchner's only foul shot so far. Steve on the line for 1. Score is Swarthmore, 26, Ursinus 26. Hitchner's shot is good. 3 points to Steve, and Swarthmore leads by a single point, 27-26. If we after Thompson was knocked out of bounds by the Garnet, Ursinus retains possession. Shaw and bounce pass into Gillespie in the left corner. Gillespie holds, gets it off to Shaw. Shaw dribbles to his right. Bounce pass, 10 for Thompson, goes off Heyman's leg, and into John Flyshaker's hand. Flyshaker passes to Fine with almost a wild pass, but Bruce retains possession. Holds in the forecourt for the Garnet at the top of the key. Gives off to Hitchner. Steve turns around, puts it up from 15, around and out. Rebound by Thompson. Gives off to number 10, Shaw. Dribbles into the forecourt for the Bears. Gives off to Gillespie on the left side. Gillespie holding on the left side, and gets the cross-court pass away to Williams. Good feed into Gillespie, puts it up from under the basket. It's no good. And Frank Burns fouls him in the act of shooting. 3 on Burns. And Gillespie goes to the line for 2 shots so far. Makes both of them Ursinus go out ahead. And here comes Bill Olsen, getting ready to go into the game for the Garnet. Burns is already in foul trouble, as it seems to be in almost every game. Gillespie shot, switch, this Tucker thing. Here's Bill to the game. He replaces Burns. Second shot is around off the backboard and in. 6 points for Gillespie, and the Bears lead 28-27. Fine into the forecourt for the Garnet. Bounce pass on the right side to Flyshaker, right back to Fine to the top of the key. Bruce dribbling now. And Crump kicks the ball as Bruce tries to pass it into Hitchner, so Swarthmore takes over out of bounds. Flyshaker will pass it in to Fine. Bruce holding at the top of the key. Passes to Olsen on the right side, right back to Fine. Bruce trying to drive around Shaw. Doesn't see it. Passes into the right corner to Flyshaker. John after Bruce again at the midcourt stripe. Into Flyshaker. Into the right corner now to Kamen. Dick taking it from the corner, switch. And I don't believe what I just saw, but Kamen's now hit 2 for 2 from the extreme corners. 1 from each corner, and he has 8 points. And Swarthmore goes back out on top, 29-28. Crum has it in the forecourt for the Bears. Passes off on the right side to Gillespie. Gives a good lead pass to Compton. Puts up his layup, a brilliant play as it goes in. This Compton is one excellent ball player. On the drive, he has 13 points. Fine has it in the forecourt now for Swarthmore. On the left side to Hitchner, right back to Fine. Bruce dribbles to his left. Holds, gives off Olsen on the right side. Moves the corner to Hitchner. Steve holds. Drives to the lane, turns around, puts it up, off the rim, no good, rebound by Williams. Clears it out to the front. The brings it up for the Bears. He's guarded by Fine. Pass goes into Compton, the low post right, gets it out to the top of the key to Shaw. Shot up, no good. Rebound comes out to John Flyshaker. John passes off to Fine, dribbles into the forecourt to Swarthmore. Still dribbling at the top of the key, holds, passes off on the right side, down to pass to Flyshaker, right back to Bruce. And ball stolen away from him as he tries to drive to his right, stolen by Ed Shaw. And Swarthmore's turned the ball over too many times tonight. Goes up to Compton, passes over to Gillespie, who shoots from 15 to 20 feet on the right side. More like 20, actually, and it goes in with 8 points for Gillespie. It's 32 for Ursinus, 29 for Swarthmore. We have 2 minutes left in the half. Here's John.
Well, Frank, it looks like we're in pretty big trouble now because our big men are getting in foul trouble. Ursinus has gone into a 2-on-2 zone, and they're forcing our 2 guards, who are our best outside shot, to pass the ball into the big men who are forcing the outside shot. Now, as a rule, Dick Heyman isn't the world's greatest outside shot, and I'm afraid that if he is allowed to continue shooting from the outside, Swarthmore is going to be in big trouble under the boards and also in the shooting percentage. Okay, Frank.
Thank you, John. Now we're ready to go again. Ursinus up by 3, which is their biggest lead of the evening. The Ursinus height is beginning to tell, and Compton is really excellent on the drives. He has 13 points already. Compton's playing a brilliant game for the Bears. Flyshaker gets the inbound pass, dribbles into the forecourt for the Garnet, passes up on the right side to Fine. Fast pass into the right corner to Hitchner, back out to Fine. Bruce Holtz gives it across the court to Olsen into the left corner to Flyshaker. Williams passes it out of his hands. And it goes out of bounds, though, off Williams. Flyshaker passes it to the Garnet to Fine. Bruce dribbling around the top of the cage. Gives off to Flyshaker, who hits it from about 20 feet out on the left side. 6 points for Flyshaker, 32-31 Ursinus. Williams has it in the forecourt in the right corner for Ursinus. His pass thrown away by Flyshaker. Excellent hustle by John as he recovers it in between 2 Ursinus men in the forecourt. Gives up to Hitchner. Steve's shot no good. He gets his own rebound, puts it up and in. Excellent hustle, good follow through by Steve Hitchner as he missed from 20 feet, kept right on coming, got his rebound and put it in. Swarthmore leads again, 33-32. Williams has it in the right corner now. Passes off to Gillespie. Low post right, gets into the corner now to Crum. Compton turns around from the high post right, 10 feet, around and out. Fights for the rebound. Gillespie taps it up, no good. And Gillespie is called for a foul, his third, 5th on Ursinus, as he's pushing, I believe, Bill Olsen to fight for the rebound. We're having trouble reading the clock, but now it appears we have 1:45 left in the half before I had just blocked 1 minute off while it was left in the half. You don't want to do that. Well, it's Flyshaker who was fouled. John goes to the line for the first time. He'll shoot one. He can put the Garnet up by a bucket if he hits it. John only 5 for 13 from the line so far this season. And this shot is no good. Rebound by Hitchner. Puts it up and good. Good hustle by Hitchner as he now has 7 points. Steve really playing with great desire, getting in there under the boards. These guys are bigger than he is, but he's getting the position now. Crum has it on the right side for Ursinus, passes off to Gillespie into the top of the key to Williams. Around it comes to the left side to Crum. To Gillespie, drives to the baseline, puts it up around and good. Dave Gillespie now has come off the bench to score 10 points. And it's Swarthmore 35, Ursinus 34. Flyshaker has it in the forecourt for the Garnet, gives it off to Hitchner. Dribbles into the right corner, gets it out to Flyshaker. Crum kicks the ball as John tries to pass it across the court to Olsen. And Flyshaker will pass it in from out of bounds to the Garnet, passes it to Fine. Bruce holds on the right side, gives off to Hitchner, back to Fine. Bruce drives to the foul line, turns around, puts up a shot, switch. 12 points for the Bruce. We now have 55 seconds left in the half, and the Garnet is up by 3, 37-34. Crum holds now in the forecourt, gives off to Shaw on the right side for the Bears. It's Williams into the corner to Crum. Gives a good feed off to Shaw. But Shaw is walking with the ball to get to the high post right and tried to drive around Fine. And Flyshaker will pass it into Fine. With 40 seconds left, Swarthmore will be holding for the last shot of the half. Ursinus defenders come up to meet them right at the half-court line. Hitchner's pass batted away by Shaw, but he retains possession now. Gets it off to Fine, into the right corner to Kamen. Dick Holtz gets it out to Flyshaker. John Holding near midcourt. We now have 15 seconds left in the half. Hitchner has it on the right side. The Flyshaker back to Hitchner. Now Swarthmore will be taking the shot if they can get it. Olsen has the ball at the foul line. Pass into the left corner to Kamen. Dick drives, puts it up around. No good. Tap, no good. Again, no good. Olsen puts it in. Olsen on his third tap gets it in. And there's the half with the score. Swarthmore 39. Ursinus 34. And this is a rather pleasant surprise, John. I'll have you summarize the half. The main things that are keeping us out in front. As this may be one of our very best halves of the year while I compute the scoring stats.
Okay, Frank. The game is running along pretty well for Swarthmore. The Garnet have contained the Ursinus Bears by going into a man-for-man, picking them up at half court and staying with each man. One of the main reasons that the Garnet has a 5-point lead right now is, let's see, Dick Kamen. Dick Kamen's play. It's really been outstanding. Dick Kamen's been guarding Bob Compton, the second leading scorer in the conference. And right now, Compton, although having something like 13 points, Kamen's been doing an outstanding job on blocking shots and getting position on the rebound. Right now, I'm surrounded by some JV stars that lost by something like 40 points in the preliminary game. Dale Hughes, who's going to be doing a radio program on Thursday nights with me, is right here. Dale, would you like to say a word about the JV game? Tell us what happened.
This is one of the worst games we've played all year, and all I can say is I hope it doesn't happen again.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dale. Back to the varsity game. Right now, the rebounding is pretty even. Swarthmore has 16 rebounds compared to 15 for Ursinus. Kamen, the nation's 10th leading rebounder, has got 5 rebounds now, well below his average. He'll have to grab about 13 in the second half to come up to his average. Right now, the zone that Ursinus has on Swarthmore has been keeping the big men out and forcing the big men to shoot from the outside. Dick Kamen has been doing pretty well at this. I believe he's only missed one shot from the outside, and this is a miracle in itself. Duffy Burns is shooting very well from the outside, but as you know, Duffy is in trouble with 3 fouls on him. And let's see, Hitchner has 2, and Kamen has 2. This could be a big factor if the big men get in serious foul trouble. Frank, I'm running out of stuff to say. Here's back to you.
No, that's very convenient because I'm just running into stuff to say. So here are the first half scoring stats. The Swarthmore high man is Bruce Fine, 5 field goals, 2 for 2 from the line, 12 points. Next is Dick Kamen, 4 field goals, 0 for 1 from the line for 8. Steve Hitchner has 7, all in the last 5 minutes of the half, with 3 field goals, 1 for 2 from the line. John Flyshaker, 3 field goals. He missed his foul shot for 6. Frank Burns, a pair of field goals, no foul shots, 4 points. Bill Olsen has a field goal for 2. Team totals, 18 field goals, 3 for 6 from the line, 39 points. For Ursinus, high for the game, Bob Compton, 5 field goals, 3 for 4 from the line, 13 points. Dave Gillespie came off the bench, got 3 field goals, 4 for 4 from the line for 10, but he's in foul trouble with 3. Dave Campbell, the center, 2 field goals, 3 for 3 from the line for 7. Ed Shaw, 2 field goals, 0 for 0 from the line for 4. Buddy Crum, team captain, nothing across. Mike Pollock missed his only foul shot, has no points. Chuck Williams also played briefly and has nothing across. The Ursinus team totals 12 field goals, 10 for 12 from the line. Excellent foul shooting there. 34 points. So once again, the halftime score is Swarthmore 39, Ursinus 34. We'll be sending you back to the station now for some halftime entertainment, but don't go away. We'll be back in exactly 10 minutes.
This is WSRN, Swarthmore College Radio. You're listening to the Swarthmore Ursinus game with Frank Brown. Frank will be back in about 10 minutes. And until then, We're going to play a little music. This next record is dedicated to my roommate, Fred Pfeiffer, and the reason is that, well, we won't go into that, but I think I'll play it anyway. This is Chad Mitchell, and it's a long one and it's a good one. That's not the name of it, that's just the way it goes. I mean, that's the way it is. Now we go back to Frank Brown.
Hello again, everyone. This is Frank Brown, along with John Warden, speaking to you from courtside at Ursinus College, where we are quite literally ready for the second half of tonight's game. Halftime score is Swarthmore 39, Ursinus 34, and for some reason they cut the half short by 5 minutes, and the teams are out on the court right now, ready for the center tap. So, same lineups that started the game, and here we go. Tap is controlled by Swarthmore. Frank Burns has it. Gives it off to Flyshaker on the left side. To Bruce Fine at the top of the key. Bruce dribbles around. Flyshaker back out to Burns. To Kamen on the left side, and to Burns, turns around, puts it up from high post left. Swish. Frank Burns, 6 points, and it's now Swarthmore 41, or Ursinus 34, and the Garnet may be on their way to their biggest upset of the year. Crum has it in the forecourt for the Garnet. To Compton on the left side, around on the right to Pollock. Tries a baseline feed to Campbell. It's stolen away by Kamen. Gives off to Fine. Bruce dribbling into the forecourt on the left side. Bounce pass to the left sideline to Burns. And to Flyshaker. Shoots from the top of the key. 15 feet out. Swish. John Flyshaker with 8 points. And Swarthmore goes up by 9 for the first time. 43-34. Shaw dribbling it up for the Bears into the forecourt. It's Shaw with the ball. Passes around on the right side to Crum. Into the right corner to Pollock. Pollock holds and to Compton at the top of the key. To the left side to Crum. Shoots from 20 feet. Wide left. Rebound by Hitchner. Gets it off to Flyshaker. John into the forecourt. Holds the ball. And gives off to Fine. Bruce around on the left side to Burns and right back to Fine. To Flyshaker. Passes into the right corner to Hitchner. Steve tries to drive to the baseline, but he gives the pass now off to Kamen. His shot way short. Didn't go near anything. Rebound by Buddy Crum. Passes up court to Mike Pollock. He falls down. Ball is loose. Taken away by Frank Burns. Gives it off to John Flyshaker. Flyshaker into the forecourt for Swarthmore. We remember at Swarthmore, where Pollock made a fake to his right, then went to his left and fell down with no one near him, so he seems to have some bad balance. Flyshaker now takes a shot from 15 feet out on the right side for the Garnet. No good. Pollock rebound. Gives off to Shaw in the forecourt for the Bears. To Compton around on the left side at the high post. Passes it now around to the right side to Pollock. Dribbles to the foul line. Feeds into Compton. He shoots around and out from 5 feet. Hitchner with the rebound to Flyshaker and to Fine. He'll bring it up for the Garnet. We have, I believe, 17 and a half minutes left in the game, or is that 18 and a half? Well, anyway, Swarthmore leads 43-34. Pass goes into Kamen at the baseline, and the ball is stolen away from him by Crum, who gives it off to Shaw, brings it into the forecourt. Shaw to Crum on the right side, and into the corner to Pollock. Pollock putting it up from 20 feet, switch on the baseline. Pollock with his first points of the game, and it's 43-36. Fine dribbles into the forecourt for the Garnet, calls the play, the half shell, gives off to Flyshaker. John holds high right, gives a cross-court pass that was rather wobbly, but Hitchner got to it in time. Gives off to Flyshaker and to Fine now. Bruce holds top of the key, bounces pass off to Burns on the left. To Flyshaker now on the right side to Fine again at the top of the key to Hitchner. Shoots from 20 feet out on the left side, swish. And I don't know what's gotten into the Garnet tonight, but they are shooting their best of the season. Must be well over 50%. And it's 45-36. Shaw into the forecourt for the Bears. Gives off to Pollock on the right side. To Compton at the top of the key. Compton gives off to Shaw on the left side. Passes into the corner to Pollock. He holds, gives a feed into Compton. Turns right around on Dick Kamen. Puts it in. Easy shot. That was a cinch for Compton as he all but faked Kamen out of the field house. Fine into the forecourt for the Garnet, around on the left side to Burns. Now on the right side to Flyshaker. Back out to Fine, a shot from 15. Long Kamen taps it up, no good with the rebound, up and in. Dick Kamen going strong under the offensive board. And it's 47-38. Swarthmore. Cayman has 10 points. Pollock has it in the forecourt for the Bears to Shaw on the right side. Gets it off to Campbell at the foul line. Tries to drive, but he can't see it. Gives it off to Crum in the corner. Around on to the left he comes. To Shaw and to Pollock now on the left side. Pollock drives to the baseline. And he's fouled there by Frank Burns, who goes into him with the body, and that's 4 on Burns. And here's Olson coming into the game again for Burns. And this happens to Frank almost every game, John. He seems to be in foul trouble every time you look.
Right, and also Cayman usually is in that position too. I really hope that Cayman doesn't start fouling now.
Well, actually, we're in this position in the Washington game. If we had Cayman and Burns, foul trouble was 4 with about 10 minutes to go. But we hung on and won that one. Now Pollock puts in his foul shot, and it's 47-39. Favor of the Garnet. Garnet by 8. Fine into the forecourt. Olson is now in the game. Fine passes off to Hitchner on the right side. Gives it off to Cayman. Puts in the drive. It's good. And Cayman goes down hard. And Campbell committed the foul. Excellent move by Dick Cayman. I didn't know they had that one in his repertoire. That was a new one, but it was really good to see. He went down hard, but he seems to be okay. He may have jammed his right leg a little as he's limping on it. But Dick now does have 12 points. Time is out on the court with the score Swarthmore 49, Ursinus 39, 15 minutes, 20 seconds left in the game. Here's John, if I can tear him away from watching the cheerleaders.
Oh, yes. Well, Frank, I don't know what to say. The zone of Ursinus is not working now. Swarthmore is picking it apart very well. They're working it into the big men now. Cayman is making some fine moves under the basket and is pulling off some really good rebounds. Steve Hitchner is doing a very good job of blocking out his man and pulling down the rebounds on the defense. Cayman right now has 6 rebounds, which is only 1 more than he had at half, but nevertheless, it's better than only 5 now, I suppose. Let's see. What is it? Cayman has 12 points now. He's going to the line now. Timeout is over, and now back to Frank.
Thank you, John. And we're set with Dick Cayman on the foul line with a chance to make his first 3-point play of the evening. If he puts it in, he'll have 13 points. And the shot is up and good. Cayman now 1 for 2 from the line tonight, and Swarthmore is up by 11 points, 50-39. Crum into the forecourt for Ursinus. Ball's on the right side, gives off to Pollock in the corner. Pollock drives to the baseline. The ball's taken away from him by John Flyshaker, who hustles after the loose ball, picks it up, passes to Olson, and now to Bruce Fine, who brings it up for the Garnet. The whole team is hustling, and the team looks rather inspired in this game, just as they did in the Washington one. If they'd been playing like this all along, we'd be fighting for the conference championship. Flyshaker passes off to Fine. Bruce drives to the foul line, puts it up short. Rebound by Campbell. To Pollock. Pollock loses the ball in the forecourt, but Crum picks it up. Gives off to Shaw and to Compton. He drives along the baseline, puts it up and in. That's Compton's play, which has gotten patented today, as he goes right around Hitchner, and he now has 17 points. Fine into the forecourt for Swarthmore. Gives off to Flyshaker. Sean passes it around on the right side to Hitchner. Ball is loose and picked up by Compton. Gives off to Campbell, dribbles into the forecourt, and yeah, the whistle blew because Ed Shaw lost his contact lenses, and now we're going to have the players going down on their hands and knees searching for him. And we have 14 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the game. Here's John again.
Well, I just spoke, it seems like about 30 seconds ago, Frank, but I don't have much to say, but however, I've got an expert commentator here in Dale Hughes. Dale, say a few words about this game. What do you think?
Well, so far, look, in this half anyway, it looks like the Ursinus zone is being picked apart by Swarthmore's outside shooting, and they're working into the inside. And this shooting is amazing for Swarthmore. I've never seen him shoot from the outside so well, and that's been the big margin this half.
Right, Dale. I think that's a good observation you made about our outside shooting. I believe that we're shooting somewhere around 60% from the outside. We missed more shots, it seems, tonight from the inside. I think that's because of the pressure that Bob Compton is putting on our players. Compton is an outstanding ball player. I really haven't seen anything like that. He's a fine scoring machine on the drive. He has 17 points right now, and there's still 14 minutes left in this ball game. Frank, I don't know if I can tear you away. Those cheerleaders are good looking, aren't they, Frank? Here's Frank again.
Geez, you're putting me in the bad spot there, John. Well, there goes the buzzer, and the team's come back out onto the court. I hope Swarthmore can keep its momentum going because they have rather thoroughly dominated the half, having outscored the Bears 11-7 and simply out-hustled them in the process. Shaw has his contact lenses back, and he gets the inbound pass. Dribbles into the forecourt, passes off to Pollock on the right side. Good feed to Compton, he puts it up and in again. 19 points for Compton. There's no stopping this guy tonight. 50-43 as the Bears come back to within 7. Fine has in the forecourt for the Garnet, drives all the way in, puts in the layup. It's partially blocked, no good. Rebound. Well, Campbell never did quite get control. The ball goes out of bounds, and they're going to call a jump ball between Hitchner and Campbell. When in doubt, call a jump ball. The tap is controlled by Fine of Swarthmore. Gives it off to Flyshaker and to Olsen on the left side. Olsen set, shoots around long, no good. Rebound by Pollock. Olsen shot from 20 feet. Gives off to Shaw, who brings it into the forecourt for Ursinus. He almost slipped. Hangs on, gives it out to Crum at the top of the key. Crum dribbles around. He's being guarded rather tidily by Fine. And on the right side now to Shaw and to Campbell. He tries to pass in to Compton, who is driving, came and takes the pass away, gives it off to Flyshaker and to Fine in the forecourt for the Garnet. Fine to the foul line where he gives off to Flyshaker. John puts it up and in, and Flyshaker goes into double figures with 10. And it's Swarthmore 52 Ursinus 43. Shaw passes over the head of the referee, who has to go down to his knee to avoid getting a ball in the face. Crum gets the pass, drives across the 10-second stripe into the forecourt for the Bears, gives off to Pollock, hands off to Compton, drives in, puts in another layup. Compton has 21 points, and the guy hasn't done anything wrong tonight. He's the only thing that's keeping Ursinus in this ball game, as it's Swarthmore 52, the Ursinus Bears 45. Flyshaker has it in the forecourt for the Garnet, bounce pass on the left side to Olsen, and around on the right to Hitchner and to Fine. Bruce gives a good feed to Flyshaker, turns around the shot and blocked by Compton rather. Crum picks up the loose ball, feeds Campbell. Campbell drives in, Hitchner stops him. There's a lot of rugged play there, and they call a foul, I think. Or what are they calling? No, they call a jump ball with Flyshaker and Campbell. I thought they might have called a foul on Hitchner there. There are a lot of Garnet players all over Campbell. Campbell controls the tap, gets it up to Pollock and to Compton, turns around, puts it up and good from about 8 feet. And this guy now has 10 points this half already, 23 for the game. Fine into the forecourt for Swarthmore, and it's Swarthmore up by only 5 now, 52-47. Flyshaker's shot from 25 feet is way short. Comes down on the baseline, goes out of bounds. Ursinus' ball. Crum gets the inbounds pass into the forecourt. Guarded by Fine. Crum gets it off on the right to Pollock and to Shaw now at the top of the key. Shaw turns around and hits from 15. Now Ursinus is getting hot. It's 52-49. Bears coming back strongly. Flyshaker dribbles it up for the Garnet. There's no reason for Swarthmore to take anything but the good shot here as they're trying to protect this lead. Hitchner drives to the foul line, puts it up short, rebound by Campbell. Gives it off to Compton. Here come the Bears again. Compton drives in all the way for the layup around and through. 25 points. 25 for Compton. 25 for Compton and 26 for the rest of the Ursinus team. That's right, as the score is now Swarthmore 52, Ursinus 51. Swarthmore calls a timeout with 11 minutes, 20 seconds left in the half. John? Boy, those cheerleaders are good looking. Let's see. Ursinus is coming back very fast, mainly because of their rebounds. Right now, Ursinus has 15 defensive rebounds, 20
21 rebounds altogether, while Swarthmore has 19 rebounds altogether. This is something like 8 rebounds more than Swarthmore this half. Dick Kamen's going to have to start blocking his man out. Same with Steve Hitchner. Also, our guards are shooting way too long. They've got to learn to work that ball in there before they start taking the wild shots. Frank, back to the play. Right, John. Fly shaker passes the ball into Fine for the Garnet. Bruce into the fourth court as the Ursinus fans start to stamp. Let's see if the Garnet gets rattled or not. Fly shaker, bounce pass into the right corner to Hitchner. Kamen, high post right. Kamen drives for the baseline, puts it up and in, but the basket is no good. He was fouled before the shot by Compton. First foul on Ursinus this half. Second on Compton of the game. Kamen on the line for one. And it's too bad he got fouled that time because it was a good drive and he put in the shot, but it doesn't count. Kamen's foul shot around and out. Now that's gone sour also. The ball and the rebound comes out to Shaw. Passes into Compton, shoots from 10 feet around and out. Tip no good. Again by Campbell. Good. Oh, by Compton. Basket by Campbell. And Ursinus leads 53-52 as Swarthmore has blown an 11-point lead. Hitchner passes to Kamen at the high post right. Gives off to Olsen. Olsen shoots from behind Kamen's screen. Hits from 15 feet. Bill Olsen with 4 points for the game. And it's 54-53 Swarthmore. In the fourth court, Shaw's pass intended for Pollock along the baseline, taken away by Hitchner. Gives off the fly shaker into the forecourt to Fine. Bruce holds, gives up to Hitchner on the left side. Hitchner to Kamen. Kamen driving on the left, puts it up, no good. Kamen gets the loose ball, though. Out it comes to Olsen. Puts it up in the foul line. Good. Bill Olsen with 6 points. And it's Swarthmore 56. Ursinus 53. Crum brings it into the forecourt for the Bears. Gives it off to Pollock. And then on the baseline to Compton. No good. Hit is good by Campbell. The action is wild and woolly here at Ursinus with the score. Swarthmore 56. Ursinus 55. 9:40 left in the game. Fine into the forecourt for the Garnet. Gives the lead pass to Hitchner. Puts it up from underneath. No good. Loose ball. Swarthmore. No jump ball. Jump ball. Gee, the old voice is going to desert me here. Tap is controlled by Swarthmore, but Kamen loses it to Crum. Buddy Crum. Passed off to Shaw into the forecourt. Fangio goes, Shaw around to Crum and to Compton on the left side. To Shaw's the foul line. He doesn't see the shot, gives it off to Campbell now. Shoots from 10, no good. Rebound Kamen. Dick holds, now tries to dribble it out. Gets a bounce pass off to Fine, and Bruce will bring it up to the Garnet. Swarthmore leads 56-55, 9 minutes left in the game. Olsen has it on the left side for Swarthmore to Kamen. It's a high post left. Kamen tries to drive. Tries to throw it across the key to Hitchner, throws it right out of bounds to Ursinus' ball. That was a costly turnover for the Garnet. Shaw passes into Crum for the Bears. Crum into the forecourt. Bounce pass to Pollock. Pollock shoots from about 15 feet. No good. Rebound by Hitchner. Gives it up to Fine. Bruce brings it up for Swarthmore. 8.5 left in the game. Olsen has it from the left corner. Drives. Puts it up. No good. And he is walking on the drive. Ursinus' ball. Inbounds pass comes to Shaw. The dribbles up across the 10-second stripe into the forecourt. He has it on the left side, guarded by Flyshaker. Gets it out of the top of the key to Crum. Crum to Compton, drives to the baseline, puts it up on the layup. No good. He was fouled by Steve Hitchner. And that's 3 on Hitch. 2 on the Garnet this half. Compton on the line. He was 3 for 4 in the first half. He's on the line for the first time this half. He already has 25 points. Compton to shoot 2. First is good, and the score is tied at 56. He gets another.
Burns back into the game for Swarthmore, replacing Olsen. He's going to have to watch it. He has 4 fouls. They're probably going to be driving on him a lot now. Compton with a second shot. No good. Whistle's blow. What's the call, John? Came and stepped over the line too soon, Frank. Okay, Compton gets another shot. It's too bad because Swarthmore got the rebound. Compton with his second shot now. This time he hits it. So we just gave them a point, and it's Ursinus 57, Swarthmore 56. 8 minutes remain in the game. Fine into the forecourt for the Garnet. Passes to Fly Shaker. Pollock almost bats it away, but Fine gets it back. Passes to Hitchner, who loses it. Out of bounds. Well, he's knocked out of bounds by Shaw. So Fly Shaker will pass it in for the Garnet. Good break there. Passes into the right corner to Fine. Bruce drives, puts up a shot short from 10 feet. Rebound by Compton. Gives off to Crum into the forecourt. To Shaw and now to Pollock in the right corner. Back out to Crum and to Shaw. Into the left corner to Campbell. Takes the shot from 15. No good. And they call foul on Compton, his third of the game, as they foul Hitchner in the fight for the rebound, pushing off. So Hitchner will go to the line. He's 1 for 2 so far tonight. No, it's going to be Burns on the line. Surprise. Foul was on Compton. And this will be Burns' first trip to the charity stripe this evening. If he hits this one, he'll tie it up at 57, and he does. 57 all. And in the forecourt, Shaw has it now for the Bears. Holds on the left side, high. Bounce pass to Crum. Ball is loose, and Compton picks it up. Gets it off to Pollock and along the baseline to Campbell. Puts it in on the baseline. And so Ursinus goes up by a bucket, 59-57. Fine into the forecourt. Gives it to Burns. Burns with a lead pass to Kamen. Taps it up, no good. Loose ball, Burns has it. Gets it out to Hitchner. Steve turns around, puts it up short. Fight for the rebound. Kamen has it, puts it up, no good. He was fouled, I think. Foul is called on Compton. That's 4 on Compton. And if he fouls out, there's going to be quite a break for the Garnet. Are they going to leave him in or put in the sub now? .6:45 left in the game. Compton staying in. Kamen on the line. Dick's shot is good, and it's 59-58. Here's the second. Kamen has 14 points so far. His second shot is no good, but Hitchner gets the rebound. Bounce pass to Fine and to Fly Shaker. John shoots from 15 feet. No good. Rebound by Shaw. Ursinus has the ball. They lead 59-58. Shaw has it with 6.5 minutes left in the ball game. On the right side to Pollock. Bounce pass to Campbell at the baseline. He hits from 8 feet. 15 points for Dave Campbell. And it's Ursinus by 3, 61-58. Fine into the forecourt. Bounce pass in the right corner to Hitchner. And to Kamen at high post right. Kamen puts it up. No good. Tap by Hitchner is good. Steve Hitchner with the tap in. He now has 11 points and it's 61-60. Pollock in the forecourt for Ursinus. Gives it off to Shaw. Back to Pollock on the right side. Pollock shoots from 20 feet. No good. Ball loose. Fly Shaker has it. Dribbling up for Swarthmore. Slows the pace down. Gives it off to Fine. Bruce dribbling to his left. Gives it off into the left corner to Burns. Right back out to Fine. Bruce drives behind Burns' pick. Puts it up from 15. Swish. And Swarthmore is back in the lead. 62-61. It's Fine has 14 points. Shaw into the forecourt for Ursinus to Crum and into the left corner to Pollock. What a ball game we have going here on WSRN. Crum over to Pollock and into the left corner to Campbell. Turns around, puts it up from 15. Switch. Campbell is hot now. 10 points this half. 17 for the game. And Ursinus leads 63-62. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left in the ball game. Fly Shaker into the forecourt for Swarthmore. Driving all the way to the right corner. Gets it out to Fine. Bruce driving down the lane. Puts up the layup. No good. Whistles blow. And the foul is called on Pollock. Foul's called on Mike Pollock, his first of the game. Fourth on Ursinus this half. Bruce Fine goes to the line. Fine with 14 points so far, 2 for 2 from the line, and he's shooting 2. Shot is good. Swarthmore has tied it up, 63 all. Second shot is good also, 64-63 for Fine, 16 points. That's high for the Garnet. Shaw gets the inbounds pass, gives it right back to Crum, passes up court to Pollock and to Campbell at the baseline. Campbell dribbles out, passes to Shaw at the top of the key. Shaw trying to drive around Flyshaker. Flyshaker on him like glue into the corner. Gives it off to Pollock into the left corner to Campbell from the baseline. Around and out, rebound. Goes out of bounds, off Burns, and it's Ursinus' ball. There's a big call there. And the inbounds pass was made by Pollock. Gets it. Well, he tries to get it in. It's deflected out of bounds by Swarthmore. He tried to get it into Compton. Now Compton passes it in to Shaw. Right back to Compton. Drives to the foul line. Puts it up split. 27 points for Bob Compton. And Ursinus leads 65-64. 4.5 minutes left in the game. Flyshaker driving. Passes to Kamen at the baseline. Kamen turns around. Puts it up short. Burns with a rebound. A fall-away jump shot. No good. Rebound by Compton. Ursinus has a 1-point lead. Ursinus has the ball. Shaw has it in the forecourt on the right side to Pollock. Back to Shaw. Puts it up from 15. Around. No good. Fight for the rebound. Hitchner has it for Swarthmore. Loses the ball. Regains control. Gets it off to Fine. And we're having some hairy moments here. Fine into the forecourt for the Garnet. Dribbling all the way into the left corner. Now comes back again to the foul line. Puts it up. Around. No good. Rebound by Campbell, but he was fouled by Burns, and he's out of the game. Frank Burns has fouled out with 7 points, 3 field goals, 1 for 1 from the foul line. And here's Bill Olson checking back into the game. And on the line for Ursinus is Campbell. He has 17 points in the game, 10 of them this half. Campbell's foul shot is good. Ursinus is 14 for 16 from the line tonight, and that'll win you many a game. The Ursinus lead is now by a bucket, 66-64. Flyshaker is walking with the ball in the forecourt for Swarthmore as he slips on the floor. Inbounds pass comes to Shaw and right back to Crum. Dribbles across the 10-second stripe, gives off to Shaw. Fine almost steals the ball away. To Pollock, back to Shaw at the top of the key. He drives, gives off to Campbell at the baseline. It hits the side of the backboard. Whistles blow, and a foul is called on number 10, Ed Shaw, his second of the game. 5th Ursinus foul of the half. Let's see who's going to the line for the Garnet. We're 2 fouls away from the 1-on-1 situation. Flyshaker on the line. He's missed his only shot, and he's only 5 for 14 this season. He can pull the Garnet back to within a point if he hits this one. The shot is up, in the air, off the rim. No good. Rebound by Pollock. Gives off to Shaw, and Shaw dribbles into the forecourt. Almost turns it over. The ball's now loose, goes into the backcourt where Pollock picks it up, and Swarthmore gets it on the backcourt violation. As Flyshaker passes into Fine. Swarthmore bucket behind it, got the ball to Olson on the left side. Olson with a bounce pass to Kamen, to high post left. Kamen drives to the baseline. Holds, gives out to Hitchner in the left corner. Hitchner on the drive, puts it up, no good. Fight for the rebound, no good. Kamen with the ball though. Turns around, puts it up, no good. Kamen still has it up again, around, no good. He was walking with the ball. Kamen was walking. Shaw will pass it in for Ursinus. We have 3 minutes left in the game. Ursinus leads 66-64. Pollock shoots, no good. Fight for the rebound, and we'll have a jump ball between Hitchner and Compton. Hitchner and Compton on this jump. Tap is up, controlled by Ursinus. Pollock has it, drives in, puts it up, off the rim, no good. Kamen with the ball. Gets it off to Fine.
Bruce springs it across the 10-second stripe. Whistles blow. And timeout is called as once again Campbell is running to the locker room. I'm not sure what's wrong with him, but this is the second time this game. Anyway, time is out on the court. 2:40 left in the game. Ursinus 66, Swarthmore 64. Here's John.
I can't figure out what Campbell's doing. I think it might be his contact lenses coming loose or something, and he has to run and put it in. But play is resuming. Here's Frank.
Okay, Flyshaker passes it into Fine. Bruce gives the lead pass to Hitchner. He puts in the layup, and the game is tied. 66 all. Gillespie came into the game for Campbell there. Shaw has it in the forecourt for Ursinus to Gillespie on the left side. Gillespie dribbling with the ball, but not going anywhere. Passes to Shaw, and right back to Gillespie. Shoots from 10 feet, no good. Rebound by Hitchner. Ball's loose. Fine picks it up. Whistles blow, and a foul is called on Pollock. On Pollock, number 2, but this is important now. This is the 6th foul of the second half on Ursinus, and the next one puts us into a 1-and-1 situation. Hitchner on the line with a score tied 66 all. 2:15 left in this ball game, and you're hearing it all on WSRN. Hitchner now has ball at the foul line. He's setting himself. Well, they say the 1-and-1 situation's in effect now. I'm not sure how they got that, but we'll accept it. Maybe there's an offensive foul that we missed. Anyway, first shot is good, and he gets a bonus. Swarthmore up 67-66. Second shot around, no good. Tap by Kamen, off the rim, no good. Rebound by Compton. Gives off to Shaw. And now Pollock. Now Pollock has lost the contact lens. This is ridiculous, John.
I finally figured it out. Campbell is the one that has a bloody nose who keeps running to the bathroom, and Pollock is the one with the contact lenses that keep dropping out. This team of Ursinus is rather accident-prone. I should hope that maybe Bob Compton will fall down and break his leg or something in the next 10 seconds. I should hope. Back to you, Frank.
Well, let's just hope that he fouls out peacefully. Anyway, it's 67. It's 67-66. Swarthmore on top. Ursinus with the ball. 2 minutes, 5 seconds left in the game. And Crum heads the inbounds pass. Dribbles into the forecourt. Just 2 minutes left now. Gives off to Compton. Back to Crum from the outside. Shot is short. Kamen gets the rebound. Whistles blow. And what did they do? Call foul on Bill Olson. Pushing off. Fight for the rebound. First foul on Olson. Fourth on the Garnet this half. And Compton is on the line. And that's unfortunate because Compton's 5 for 6 from the line. And he had 29 points in the game already. And he's got 30 now. And the game is tied, 67 all. 1:55 left, and Swarthmore has the ball. Fine, into the forecourt for Swarthmore. Passes over to Olson on the left side. Bill Hole to Kamen, high post left. Kamen trying to drive, almost loses it. Retains possession, gets it out to Flyshaker, top of the key. Flyshaker brings it out, he's holding it. Now he dribbles to his right. Into the corner and out again. Passes off to Fine. Bruce holds. High post left. Gives off to Flyshaker. Into the right corner to Olson. Bounce pass to Kamen at the top of the key. Gives it off to Olson. His shot no good. Rebound by Gillespie. Stolen away by Kamen. Kamen puts it up and in. Great play by Dick Kamen. 16 points for Kamen. Swarthmore leads 69-67. Gillespie in the forecourt for Ursinus. To Shaw and into the corner to Campbell. To Shaw again. Holds. Gives it off to Crum, around on the left side to Gillespie, to Compton, drives up, around, no good. Rebound Olson. And they call it jump ball. I don't know how they call John, I don't know how they called that jump ball because Olson had it, clearly.
I think Compton was holding on there. I think the referees are a little biased in their opinion of Compton's fouls. He has 4 right now. He won't go out, I'm almost sure. Back to you, Frank.
Okay, thank you, John. Jump ball now. Olson with Compton. Tap is controlled by Ursinus. Campbell has it. He gets it out to Crum. And to Shaw, and around on the right side to Gillespie. Back to Shaw. Takes a shot from 15 feet. Straight on. No good. Rebound. Campbell, no good. Kamen with the rebound. And what do they call? Wait a minute. Do they call a jump ball, or? They called a jump ball with Campbell and Kamen, and I think Campbell was all over him.
That clock did not start for a full 10 seconds after that jump ball. I don't know who the timekeeper is, but I'm getting a little mad over that official.
Okay, now there's some conversing between the coaches and the officials. Now we're ready with the jump ball. Kamen and Campbell. Tap controlled by Ursinus again. Gillespie has it out to Crum and to Shaw. To Campbell at the foul line. Tries to drive the ball. Hitchner picks it up for the Garnet. Gives it to Fly Shaker. This Jim is jumping. Ball's almost stolen. Fly Shaker has it called time. And Compton grabs Fly Shaker. I don't know why. All the benches are cleared, and we're going to have trouble here, John.
I think Compton is a rather poor sport grabbing onto Fly Shaker like that. I don't know what Fly Shaker said, but I'm sure it wasn't meant for the ears of little Daisy.
Is this a minute 35 left or just 35 seconds? 35 seconds left in the game. Swarthmore has the ball. Swarthmore has the lead. 69-67. And I think that we're going to freeze, or try to.
I don't think the freeze is going to last too long because I think someone's going to wrap their arms around a Garnet player.
Well, we haven't been the most consistent team from the line tonight. We've missed almost half our shots, and we'd better get them now if someone's going to get fouled, because we've got a 1-on-1 situation.
I think that our only chance will be get it to Bruce Fine and have him dribble, let them get him, because if Fly Shaker has the ball and they foul Fly Shaker, we might be in a little trouble.
That's right. If you'll remember in the Hopkins game that went to overtime, Fly Shaker missed 4 foul shots in that overtime period, and that sort of hurt a little. So I think you're right, John. Inbound pass will come from Fly Shaker to Fine. Passes to Kamen. Kamen dribbles in, puts it in, but no good. He was walking. Kamen was walking with the ball, and with 30 seconds left, and the score is 69-67 Swarthmore. Ursinus has it. Crum gets the inbound pass into the forecourt to Gillespie on the right side. To Crum, around on the left to Shaw. Shaw drives to the foul line, gets it out to Crum. To the foul line now to Compton, puts it up off the rim, no good. Rebound, Kamen. Kamen into the corner, and a foul is called. There's almost a fight again. There's 10 seconds left in the game. A foul is called on Gillespie. That's 4 on Gillespie. We almost got into another fight with Compton and Kamen. And now Kamen will be on the line, shooting 1-and-1 with 10 seconds left in the game, and Swarthmore leading 69-67, and me turning rapidly hoarse. It's an intentional foul, so Kamen gets 2 shots. If he just hits one of them, that should sew it up. The shot is no good on the first one, off the rim. Here's the second one. Cross your fingers, John. Cross all of them. Fans back at Swarthmore pray. The shot is good. Kamen hits it. We lead 70-67 into the forecourt to Campbell. Puts it up, no good. Rebound Hitchner. He's fouled by Compton. And Compton fouls out of the game. Compton fouls out of the ball game. And Swarthmore, I believe, has won it. It is. It's 70-67. The scoreboard says 71. There's only 2 seconds left on the clock, and Steve Hitchner is shooting, well, they called another deliberate foul. If so, he gets 2 shots. It really doesn't matter, because I think we've got this ball game, John.
I think a psychological advantage that we could obtain would be to bring all our men up to the court and just let them shoot and let them get the rebound if they want it. We don't care.
Exactly right. Hitch with his shot. No good. They only gave him 1. And what's been called here, John?
I'm not sure. I think the referee doesn't know the rules.
then the fight for the rebound, the ball came all the way down the court. And now, now what did they do? I think Ursinus called timeout or something. What?
The clock shows no time left. The referee is standing there holding the ball, expecting something to happen. I don't know what can happen with no time left. As far as I'm concerned, the game is over.
Well, it's 70-67, and even if there's a second or two left, Swarthmore can just sit down on the court now and let them take the shot. Because you're allowed 5 seconds after the basket to put it in play, and we can just sit there. The 5 seconds will run out even if they make the basket. We don't have to touch the ball again. As a matter of fact, we don't even have to put 5 men on the court. We can keep them all on the bench because we've won this ball game unless they do something stupid. Chuck Williams comes in for Ursinus for the last 0 seconds, according to the scoreboard clock, because Compton has fouled out. And now Crum will pass it in to Shaw. Gillespie has it, puts it up, no good. Campbell tips it up, no good. Again, no good. Again, it's in, but the game is over. And the buzzer rings to end the game 5 seconds after the scoreboard says the game is over. Do they count the basket? Do they count the basket? Is it 70-69? You know what happened, John, I think? No, because... I know what happened. I really do, serious. I think it was because of that 10 seconds before they lost.
I know exactly what happened. The timekeeper is obviously from Ursinus. And therefore, they get, maybe 15, 20 seconds if they need it to score another basket while, of course, the buzzer would have rung if Swarthmore was in that position.
Did they count that last basket, though?
Apparently not.
Okay, at least the refs are on their toes. So, final score is Swarthmore 70, Ursinus 67. Here's John while I can get the final stats.
The game was quite exciting with Kamen coming through in the second half with 13 rebounds. Big Dick was a controlling factor in this game, pulling down rebound after rebound and blocking a couple shots. Steve Hitchner also made quite a few great plays, blocking passes especially. That's what he was really doing fine tonight. The final score is 70-67, Swarthmore. Ursinus went through almost the entire game with a 2-1-2 zone. Never, not at one time, switching out of this defense. Swarthmore was in a man-for-man defense until the second half when they went into a 2-1-2 zone also. But Swarthmore's zone would send the guards out playing man-for-man on your Ursinus guards. All in all, Swarthmore played a fine game and moved up possibly in a tie for 7th in the MAC conference. Frank's still compiling the statistics. I'll see if I can get somebody to say a word. Chris Golden from the JV is running away. So I guess we won't get a word from Chris Golden. Let's see. Who fouled out? It was Burns, Duffy Burns from Swarthmore and Bob Thompson of Ursinus both fouled out. Of course, Thompson fouling out with 2 seconds left didn't really have much to do with the ending of the game, although he scored how many points? 30 points in the game. Thompson was really phenomenal tonight, scoring layup after layup. Drove in. I think he shot 1 from the foul line. Now we have the final statistics. Frank Brown.
Thank you, John. First for victorious Swarthmore. High scorer, Dick Kamen. 17 points on 7 field goals, 3 for 7 from the line. Next, Bruce Fine, 16 points, 6 field goals, 4 for 4 from the charity stripe. Steve Hitchner got 14 on 6 field goals, 2 for 5 from the foul line. John Flyshaker, 10. 5 field goals, he missed 2 foul shots. Frank Burns got 74 fouling out on 3 field goals, 1 for 1 from the line. Bill Olson, 3 field goals, no foul shots, 6 points. Swarthmore totals is only 6 men played, 30 field goals, 10 for 19 from the line, 70 points. For Ursinus, high man in the game before fouling out Bob Compton, 30 points, 12 field goals, 6 for 7 from the foul line. Next, Dave Campbell, 18 points on 7 field goals, 4 for 4 from the line. Dave Gillespie had 10, all in the first half, 3 field goals, 4 for 4 from the line. Ed Stahl had 6 on 3 field goals, no foul shots. Mike Pollock, a field goal, 1 for 2 from the foul line for 3 points. No one else scored, although Buddy Crump played the whole game, nothing was brought. Chuck Williams also played without scoring. Total for Ursinus, 26 field goals, 15 for 17 from the line, that almost gave them the win. 67 points. This victory up Swarthmore's season record to 4-9, 4-8 in the conference. Ursinus now has just about lost all hope of finishing first or second in the conference, as they are 5-4 in the conference, 5-6 overall. We'll be on the air again with Swarthmore's next game, an away game from PMC, Wednesday night. You'll remember we beat PMC in the Fieldhouse by 8 points last month, so tune in, listen to us make it 3 wins in a row, 2 in a row over the Cadets. Airtime for that is 8:25. I'll be on hand with Bob Kashinga. Until then, we'd like to thank John Warden for his color commentary, George Kaplan back at the studio, and Vera Grant running the controls here also. And now for all this host of people, this is Frank Brown saying so long. Once again, the final score, Swarthmore 70, Ursinus 67. This has been a WSRN Sports presentation.
You have just heard another live sports presentation from WSRN, the voice of Swarthmore College. As you heard, Swarthmore won that game 70-67 over Ursinus in what seemed to be an exciting ending. I think some of you might ask Dick Kamen or Frank Brown or someone what really happened out there. It seemed like Frank didn't have enough time to explain it all, and apparently the tempers were flaring, and it was really an interesting game. Okay, 70-67, Swarthmore defeats Ursinus in a game with a rather exciting and seemed to me unusual ending as far as the referees and the timekeeper and all were concerned. You might consult Frank about that tomorrow. I'd like to play a record now. I'd like to play Little Stevie Wonder and High-Heeled Sneakers. I had to interrupt that the halftime show because apparently the timekeeper decided that the halftime shouldn't run as long as normally does, and Frank came back to you before Little Stevie Wonder had finished, and I wouldn't want that to happen. As I said, I happened to see Stevie Wonder this summer, and he's very dedicated. That's why I'm playing the record. I didn't mean to give the impression that I didn't like his music either, but the thing is, it's particularly interesting to see how dedicated he was, because the time that I saw him, he was being taped, and when the tape was stopped, he just kept going. There wasn't any stopping Little Stevie Wonder. So here he is. We'll try to play this whole thing this time now. Little Stevie Wonder and High-Heeled Sneakers.